2 more days, baby. 2 more days until the Euros are here. And I can't wait. I think this is gonna be such a good tournament. Today I'm gonna be reacting to the squads of Group D, E and F. But before I do that, please hit that subscribe button. And as well, guys, I wanna thank you guys so much for getting me to 1K subscribers. Like, honestly, it's insane. It's insane because 3.5 weeks ago I was still on 60 subs. I was still on 60 subs and it was my goal to get 200 subs by the end of the Euros. And now I'm already over 1,000 subs, so guys, thank you so much. Like, honestly, this means a lot. Like, I can't believe it, you know, I really can't comprehend. But yeah, I said in the last video that I'm probably state enemy number 1 of Croatia, because I predicted Croatia to come third, and Croatia is the first team we're gonna be looking at in Group D. This is a good squad. Don't get me wrong, this is a good squad, and I was wrong in the fact that I said they were aging, because they still have some good players in their prime. The only player that is aging is Modric. You know, Modric though, still he's defying his age, and he's still playing very well. But he is 36, 35 years old, something like that. And I think Modric is still the key player of this squad. But when you're looking all over the pitch, they're a very good side. Defensively, Culver, Kaleta, Vida, Guardiola is a big talented player of Red Bull Leipzig. Barisic is a good left back of Rangers. I like him a lot. Midfield is very strong of Croatia. It's very strong. We've got Kovacic, great player. Modric, obviously. Brozovic, who's been having a good season for Inter Milan and became champion there. Vlasic, who's been having a good season for CSKA Moscow, but when he played at Everton, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. Then you as well have Pasalic of Atalanta. We've got Perisic, Orsic, who I personally don't know, but I looked into his stats and he scored quite a lot. I think 16 goals in the Croatian league. Attacking wise as well, you've got Ante Rebic, who's a good player. I like him a lot. Kramaric as well, decent striker. So very good, very, very good team. Like, don't get me wrong, this is a very good team. You know, possibly stronger than the team that made the World Cup final. I underestimated them. I can say I underestimated them, but I still think they could become third, and that's because I'm also looking at the other teams. And I've got a 100% record of my predictions. Chelsea became Champions League champions, and I predicted that. And that was quite a bold prediction. So I still think Croatia could be third, and I will tell you why when we're talking through the other teams in this group. Now, Czech Republic, I predicted them to come second. Do I still think they could be? I'm not sure. Like, they can. I think they can. Like, it is possible for them to get second, but they could also easily be fourth. I was tempted by the likes of Culver and Souček because I love those players. Like, I love their work mentality. I love their play. Like, I associate the Czech team with that kind of play, you know, with that hard work, with like, I don't give a shit attitude and we're gonna go for it, you know? And if they're gonna play like that, I think they have a chance. I think they really have a chance. They've got decent goalkeepers in Vaclik and Pavlenka. There are quite a lot of players I haven't heard of. In defense, I do know David Sima. He's a talented player. You know, we've obviously got Koufal, we've got Kaderabek, but they're both right backs. We've got Thomas Kallas, who I know as well. In midfield as well, you've got Kral, who is very much linked with West Ham United. You've got Jankto, you've got Darida, Souček, so decent midfield. As well, you've got Losek, or Hosek, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's an 18-year-old, and in the Czech league, he scored 15 goals in 19 games and assisted 8 times, which is an incredible record for a young lad. In attack, you also have Patrick Schick. I think this is a solid team and they can do well. Now, England, I obviously made a reaction video to the England squad, so I won't go too much into depth. The only thing that happened during that time is that Trent Alexander-Arnold got injured, and I was over the moon he made the squad because I thought that was very deserved. Without Trent in the squad, it will be more difficult. Like, it definitely will be more difficult. You know, Southgate called up Ben White instead, which to me came as a bit of a surprise, because I expected James Ward-Prowse then to make the squad, to add another midfielder to the squad. And due to the lack of midfielders, it just shows the system England's gonna play. And what if the system is not working against some teams? You know, you may want some more flexibility, and I'm not sure if they have that. Plus, focusing so much on defense here, you know, with their defensive players, like, attacking wise, England is outstanding. Like, the attacking players and the midfield players of England, they are outstanding. The defense is probably the worst. The backs are good. I think the backs are good, but central defense is probably the worst area for England. And they're having a lot of focus on that, and most of the players on the field will be defensive players. Now, I read that Ben White probably was called up as well because one Harry Maguire, he isn't fit to play at the moment in time, but he could be when the Euros start. And Tyrone Mings had a terrible game. So that could be a reason why he was like, you know, if the defensive unit is such a big part, we're gonna call Ben White. So I think that's what he did. But yeah, I think England is a good squad and they should be the best squad in here. If you're looking just attacking wise, you know, honestly, this very talented and young generation. And I think they can do very well. But I also think there's no pressure on them to win it yet, you know? Like they still have to grow. They still have to learn a lot. But they could well come close to winning this Euros or even win the Euros. Like I wouldn't classify that as not an option. Now Scotland, a lot of people told me I'm sleeping on Scotland. The thing is, I couldn't understand that because when I'm looking at the squad, I'm like, I'm gonna stay in bed, you know? I'm sleeping on them, but I'm staying in bed. But I went a bit more in depth on the Scottish team because, you know, so many people were telling me you're wrong about Scotland, you're sleeping on them. So I was like, you know, they must have some grounds. So let me delve into this. And I watched a video of James Lawrence Alcott. I'll leave a link in the description below. And it went into depth about their system, about their manager. And they've got a good coach. They've got good tactics. They're playing attacking football. A lot of them depends on their star player though, Robertson. Like a lot of their play goes through the left. And the coach as well, he transformed Kilmarnock in a very good side. So I'm excited to see Scotland play. I think they can do well. On paper, probably when you're looking at it from an outsider's perspective, they're not that great. They're not that great. Obviously, they've got some world-class players in Andy Robertson. I think Tierney is a very talented left back as well, but is probably going to play centre back. The midfield is probably the strongest of Scotland, and you've got very decent players there in McTominay, in Stuart Armstrong, John Fleck. Billy Gilmore is a very talented young player. You've got John McGinn, who I really like. So midfield-wise, Scotland is very decent. Attacking-wise, though, I'm not quite sure. I think Che Adams is a good player. Besides that, I'm not 100% convinced about the other attacking players. But I'm excited to see Scotland play, and I think they could get second in this group. Okay, on to Group E. First of all, we've got Poland. Poland, you know, they have to rely on their star player Lewandowski. But Lewandowski, in my opinion, has never really shined on tournaments for Poland. Like, he's always disappointed me. I predicted Poland to come second, and I think it could still be possible. You've got decent goalkeepers with Fabianski and Chesney. Decent options there. In defense, you've got Bednarek, you've got Kamil Glik, but he's getting a bit older, so I'm not sure if he's still at the same level. In midfield as well, you've got a very talented youngster, like the Polish Pogba, as he's called, Kasper Kozlowski. In midfield, you also have Zielinski, a decent player, but Lewandowski is the star player. And they will have to rely on him to step up his game for the national team and to perform well in the tournament. And if he does that, because he's coming in the peak of his career, you know, the only question is, will Lewandowski get the same deliveries he gets at Bayern? And the answer to that is probably not, you know, and just the fact that they really have to rely on Lewandowski makes it easier for opponents to defend against them. Okay, over to Slovakia. I mean, Slovakia in goal, decent. Dubravka is a good option. Marek Rodak as well, a good option. Then defensive wise, you've probably got one of your main guys in Skriniar. Midfield as well, Marek Hamšík came back from China, especially to play for the Slovakian team. Like, a lot of these players are unknown to me, but I think Hamšík and Skriniar will be their main guys. But yeah, we'll see. Like, I'm not expecting too much. Like, you've got two world-class players, I would say, in Hamšík and Skriniar, and that's, you know, like, you have to evolve around those. And now on to Spain. Like, I don't know what's going on with Spain, but they picked 24 guys to go with them and not 26 guys, which to me is a very weird choice. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand.
So I am confusion.
Spain, however, they've got good players. They are a good squad. They're not the same Spain anymore as they were years ago when they dominated world football. I think it is quite a good move that Aymeric Laporte is now a Spanish player. I'm expecting a lot of Marcos Llorente as well. The only question I have with Spain is their striker position. They only really took Alvaro Morata. I know Gerard Moreno of Villarreal can also play striker, but he's more of a shadow striker. And it is possible that he's gonna play on the side. Now, if you're gonna have Alvaro Morata as your striker, I don't think Morata is good enough. It wouldn't be the first time Spain's winning anything without a striker, because they did so in previous generations when Cesc Fabregas was playing their striker. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this team. They should, on paper, still be good enough to come first in this group. They definitely should, and I expect them to. But can they get much further than quarterfinal? I'm not sure. Now, Sweden as well. A lot of people said I'm underestimating Sweden. But looking at their squad, you know, I'm not 100% sure about Sweden. Like, and that might offend a couple of you guys, but, you know, I'm just not that sure. I think Alexander Isak is a good striker. Quaison is a decent player as well. Forsberg is a decent player. Kulusevski is a decent player. You definitely have decent players in here. It's just defensively, I'm not 100% sure about this team. Goalkeeper-wise as well, I don't know who is the first choice. I know Robin Olsen has always been in the past, but I think Olsen just, every time he played for Everton, he looked quite poor, and I didn't trust him in goal. Like, I think players like Isak, Kulusevski, Forsberg, Quaison, like, they will need to carry the team. Can that be enough to come second in this group? It for sure can. So I wouldn't classify that as not an option either. Well, then we go to Group F, the group of death. First of all, we've got France, the favorite. They are the favorite. France definitely are the favorite, because this is a strong squad. This is a very strong squad. There's not a position where they lack quality. You know, I think on paper, France should win the Euros. They should win the Euros. They're the strongest team. Do I want them to win the Euros? Probably not. Do I see them win the Euros? I'm not 100% sure, but they should. I think a big part of them as well, which will lift their spirit, is having Karim Benzema back. And Didier Deschamps also sticks with the players he knows. Like Moussa Sissoko, he hasn't been playing a lot for Tottenham, but he still made the squad because he's played for them in the past. So he sticks with players he knows that will perform well for him and in his system. And I think that's very important as well. And props to that, you know. And I think as well, a likely scenario is France gonna go to the final and they're gonna win it by a goal of none other than Karim Benzema. And then he will just give a big middle finger to the people of France and to the coach who didn't put him into his squad for years. Now, Germany. People are underestimating Germany. I've been underestimating Germany. Because if you look at the squad, it's a good squad. It's just lately they have disappointed. It is a good squad. The only question about the squad is the striker position as well. Like Timo Werner is probably their first choice striker, but he's not the most confident at the moment in time. I think he can be a good striker because he gets in the right positions. It's just he has to work on his offside play and on getting confident in front of goal again. That's the key for him. But the heart of this German team is Bayern München. And I think perhaps it can be a possibility that Thomas Müller is going to play striker again. And I think if Thomas Müller plays striker, you definitely have a chance. I mean, I'm expecting a lot of Serge Gnabry, of Leroy Sané on the side as well. Midfield-wise, Joshua Kimmich, outstanding player. Toni Kroos, obviously. Ilkay Gundogan, who's probably had his best season for Manchester City so far. But you also got Leon Goretzka of Bayern, who I think is a really good player. Jamal Musiala, the young talented player as well, who's going. Kai Havertz, who scored the winning goal in the Champions League. I mean, defensively, you've got Robin Gosens, you've got Hummels back, Niklas Süle, Antonio Rudiger, who has been performing incredibly well as well. And in goal, Manuel Neuer, who is solid for them. So this German team is really strong. And I think this is one of the first times for them going into a tournament where they don't have much expectation. Like, I don't think many people will expect Germany to become second or first in this group. And that could work wonders for him. Because not having that pressure, not having that expectation, like that could honestly be the key to them having success this summer. Now, Hungary. I mean, Hungary are just very unfortunate to be in this group. The thing is, I don't know many of these players. I don't know what to expect, but I think they will just be fourth in this group. They, however, do have some players I know about. Gulaschi, obviously a very good goalkeeper. In defense, I know Willy Orban. You know, it is a shame that you're probably missing your best player in Sobolai, because that could have changed things. Probably still not going to be good enough to beat these teams, but it's still a huge loss when you miss your best player. In midfield, I know Adam Nagy as well. In attack, Adam Saleh of Mainz, I know him. I can't say anything about this team. I really can't. You know, the only thing is Hungary has nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. There's no expectation on them winning any game. Like, it's okay if they lose all games, honestly. You know, I think that's always an advantage when everybody just expects to win against you, and there's no expectation on you to win any of those games, that's when you can surprise. Portugal, in my opinion, is the second strongest squad in the Euros. And they should do really well. I think they can win the Euros. They definitely have a chance. They're one of the favorites to win it. It's just as well because Portugal is so good all over the pitch. And they are better than 2016 when they became European champions. And what I also like about this team is they have something similar regarding Italy, where they have experienced players as Jose Fonte, as Pepe. And having Cristiano Ronaldo in your team will always make you a contender to win anything. You know, but they're just so good all over the pitch. They are so good. Attacking wise as well, you've got Diego Jota. You've got Andre Silva, who's been having a good season. You've got Bernardo Silva, Joao Felix. I mean, Pedro Gonçalves, who's a big talented player apparently from Sporting Lisbon. You know, Renato Sanchez is back to playing good football and being confident again. You also have the experience of Joao Moutinho in midfield, which is key. You've got Ruben Neves, Bruno Fernandes. What not to like about this team? As well, you've got Ruben Dias in defense, who just won Player of the Year in the English League. Left back, Rafael Guerreiro. Right back, Joao Cancelo. The goalkeeper, Anthony Lopez or Rui Patricio. But I went through all squads. Now it's just waiting until Friday when the first game starts, Turkey against Italy. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think of the squads. Who do you think are gonna be champions here? But yeah, please give this video a like, subscribe as well. And I will see you guys in a couple of days for another video.
I live in the moment, praying for the future.